All men are created. It always works. It's always a tearjerker for me. That all men are created equal. For some reason, in the last, whatever, 100,000 years, I don't know the time frame, but there's this leveling of society, different levels. Like people are at the top and they've got money or they've got position, they've got power, they've got looks, they've got talent, they're musical, they're film stars, whatever the thing is, they're like on this high level. And people look up to them and they respect them and they think they're at the top and we're at the bottom. And that it's better to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or something than somebody who digs stitches or does plumbing or does manual labor. And I don't see that at all. So I was working with subcontractors. The first was the plumbing, was this guy, and I can't even remember who the contractor, the plumbing contractor was. But he had done this copper plumbing. Probably it was some kind of bathroom. And it was so beautiful. Every soldered joint was sweated and wiped, so it was clean. So not only was it like this shining copper event, but there was this logic to it. It just like was, oh my God, there's no other way that this plumbing could have been done so elegantly and so beautifully. It just hung together. And I thought it was like reading Plato's Symposium, like what I'd done 20 years before. And I'm a little bit thick on the board when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I had to read it like 2 or 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5 times before I get what the heck he's saying. And then I got it. And then it's like the arguments or the prose or the whatever, the whole thing unfolded like an avalanche, like it just sheeted down, like there was no other way. It was this sense of gorgeous inevitability. And that's what that plumbing job was like. You know, that you can't do that with Dumb in the Head. You can't do that with Dumb in the Head. That takes experience, and it takes probably even a sweetheart
Yeah.
to,
Yes.
to be able to let the beauty flow through. And it was beautiful. Maybe you could say that was love. It couldn't have come out of impatience and I've got to get the job done because blah, 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 all that kind of zoo. You couldn't do that. It had to be somebody who had an I don't know, maybe I'm just fantasizing, but that had an open heart and real knowledge, that had been doing that work for years. And there was another guy. This guy was really lovely. I remember this guy's name. His name was Joe Freoff. I think he lived in San Leandro in the suburbs in the East Bay of San Francisco. And he hung drywall. That was his profession. And he was kind of a chunky guy. He had married, probably had 2, 3 kids. A very sweet guy. And well, most people when they would drywall, there'd be some big pieces of sheetrock left over, 4x4 sheets, or, like big pieces. Joe didn't do that. He somehow could just look at the job and know how to put it together. And at the end, there'd be this little pile of niblets on the floor. It was just, I don't know, it was just so happiness. It was such happiness to witness that. And and he could talk and do the work. It just happened, things would go up and you go, oh, he's just on that wall. And it wasn't like, grunting or struggling like a lot of people during trial. I mean, it's heavy work and it really can wreck your body if you're not doing it right. It was just that easy and flowing.